artists. Today we're going to do an art project about creating space on your paper. Now when I say space, I don't mean outer space. What I mean is giving the illusion that what you're creating is somewhere, right? So let me tell you a little bit more what I'm talking about. I've got this little sheep here I drew, and right now he's just a cute little sheep, but if I wanted to give him some space, one technique that I could use would be to give him a ground line. Now, a ground line literally is what it means. It's drawing the ground. So if I was going to draw the ground for my sheep, I need to draw the ground line anywhere behind where my sheep is. Okay, so if I draw the ground line way down here, my sheep would be floating. So let me show you what I mean. I could draw the ground line right here. And now look, we've just created space on the paper. That means that all of this area is the ground and all of this area is the sky. Now let's do a couple more. I have the same sheep, and I'm going to draw it in a different space. I could draw it also further back. So I can make it back here, make the ground line back here if I wanted a lot of land on my paper. So the same thing, all of this would be the ground, and then all of this up here would be the sky. Now let me show you what you wouldn't do. Okay, so I've got another sheep, and if I draw the ground line down here, oopsies, now that doesn't look quite right. Now my ground is down here, and my sky is all the way up here, and oh, my sheep isn't on the ground. Now if I was making my sheep jump, maybe I could add some lines like he's jumping. That might make some sense, right? But normally when we're drawing a ground line, we want to make sure that we're drawing it so it looks like whatever we're drawing on the ground is standing on the ground. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to draw anything of your choice. You can draw anything. And then we're going to add a ground line, and that's going to create space. So let's do one together. I think I'm going to draw a dinosaur because I love dinosaurs. So I'm going to draw a quick stegosaurus here, and then I'm going to give him a ground line. So I'm going to start with the head and do the big back with the tail. They have 4 legs, right? Right? My dinosaur needs an eye. I'll make him a happy dinosaur. And maybe some spikies then, because it's a stegosaurus. I always think it's fun to add some patterns on your dinosaur, so maybe some circles or some, since I did spikes up here, maybe I'll just keep going with spikes. I'll add some stripes or something like that. That'll be fun. Okay, so I've got my dinosaur. Now I'm going to add space by adding a ground line. Okay, so here's what I'm going to choose. Where do I want my ground to be? If I draw the ground line way down here, that's not going to make any sense because he's going to be floating. I have to draw it a little bit up. So I think I'm going to make him, I think I'm going to start my ground line right here. Draw all the way out to the side. I'm not going to draw on my dinosaur, but then all the way out to the side. Oh, and now we've got a ground. So I could stop here, or I could add more details. Maybe this dinosaur is walking through a field of flowers. I could add some flowers on the ground. Maybe this dinosaur needs a baby dinosaur next to it. That would be fun. Also in the background on the ground line, Maybe I could even add a big volcano, something like that. That would be fun. If it was the daytime, I could add a sun, right? I could add some clouds in the sky. And now we've created space on our paper. Let me show you one that I finished. I did a dinosaur that I finished. So I chose to do a dinosaur. I gave him a ground line, and then I decided to make it nighttime. So that means that all of this space underneath where I made the ground line, I colored that green because that was the color of the ground that I chose. And since it was nighttime, all of the space above the ground line is going to be colored. I colored it like nighttime because I chose night. I mixed black and blue and purple to make the nighttime. For my sky, I did crayon, and my ground I did crayon. And then for everything else, I chose marker. Sometimes it's fun to mix. So that's what we're gonna do today. You do not have to draw a dinosaur, but we're gonna draw something with a ground line, and we're gonna create space in our artwork. Happy creating, artists.